Everyone, welcome back to my workbench. Today's edition is taking off that RGB board, this little amplifier board, and repurposing it. So I wanted to show you a tool I don't use very often. It's a little bit scary. This is a little solder remover tool. So how it works is you got this little hollow chamber here. So you squeeze down, you put it on top of the solder joint, and you pull up and let up, and it sucks the solder right out. The reason I don't like using it is the heat sometimes is a little high and it's not very well controlled, so you can end up melting things. So that's why I have this piece of steel here, so I can actually lay this down. So I already managed to get the board with the header pins off of here, and I retouched up these joints, so these will have wires coming off in a couple minutes. And then I'm going to see if I can get this header pins off of this side. This one should be a little easier. It's just a matter of holding on to it without breaking it. Okay. My reason I don't like this tool is it's really freaking hot, by the way. That's my biggest complaint. Even out these solder joints here while I'm here. I put the wider tip on my iron. Soldering irons, the size of the tip makes a big difference, because almost more than the temperature, because the bigger the tip, the more it can handle. Now the bigger the tip, what happens is it allows you to heat up a larger solder joint. Where's my coffee can? Coffee can. Where's my Folgers can? Actually, Hills Brothers. Folgers puts it in plastic. Hills Brothers, I bought one can years ago, so I can actually have a metal can. Not that I like Hills Brothers, but their cans are metal. So what you do is when you're done, you can see the solder splatters down the bottom there. Okay. Mustn't burn the fingers. A little puff of smoke is from my solder mat catching on fire. Let's see how we're looking here. Not bad, not bad. What I'm going to do now I got it mostly desoldered, I'm actually going to trim it. If you ever have to take header pins off, what you got to do, God, that's hot. You get most of the solder, the fillet off, that curved area. Holy shit, that's hot. This video is not for kids. Okay. And you can trim down the header pins a little bit. Header pins are a little hard to rework because there's so much mass to them. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this without burning my bench. Alright, I actually have to reflow I have to reflow a little solder back onto it so I can pull that solder off properly. Otherwise, it ain't gonna flow. Helping hands. I had one of these from Radio Shack from years ago. This one's actually a modern one. They still make it, but I remember the style I had from the Shack from years ago. Okay, so I can clip on there. I miss Radio Shack. Actually, there's a Hobbytown, USA, that's local, and they actually have a Radio Shack department, so you get a little bit of that old school hobby stuff going on. Most of the stuff now I just buy it online. Just takes a couple days. Amazon, of all places, actually has a pretty darn decent selection of electronic components. And of course, you got your retro sites, which have all the specialty stuff like these boards. Those like generic parts, you just go on eBay or Amazon, find a good seller, and get stuff pretty quick. Worst comes to worst, I will cut this short on the other side and just push the pins through, which I might have to end up doing. And I don't think that's going to move. Let's take a look. Yeah, you know what? I should have stuck to my gut a few weeks ago and just done a darn. Alright. Key is I don't want to damage the board. I'm just doing it over the can here so I don't shoot it across the room. Okay, that's pretty good. Maybe I can pry that up and not damage the board. Let's take a look. At least pry up the plastic header here to make it easier. That is not wanting the flow is the problem. Still a lot of solder on there. Darn it. Headers. Great when they work, suck when they don't. Trying to get in there without damaging other components is the key. I don't want to damage the traces. I want to reuse this board. Thin board. Wow. Not wanting to go. So the sink line is just a straight pass through. Interesting. The other one, sink is a straight pass through, ground goes to a plane. Gently. There we go. Getting there. Silly header pins. Good quality header pins. Getting there. The whole ground plane heating up there, which is normal. Just didn't want to stay on there very long. Try not to break the board. It's the key. Don't break the board. Components are looking okay. Tweezers, fine tweezers. Gently pry this up. This is not FR4, I can tell you that. It's real thin. just nibbling away at this plastic. Make it a little easier to get it out. A little bit here, a little bit there. Right, almost got one end off. Tray still looks good. Little tiny screwdriver. Let's give a little bit of pry action. See if I can just pop it up. At least this plastic part up. A little bit there. Maybe. Board is thin. Ooh. Boy. There's one. Good. It's bumped up against the ground plane, that's fine. No real damage. Got that one. Let's see. Got that one. Got that one. That one. Okay, cool. So I got all the. That's okay, didn't touch any traces. Alright, so I'm going to reheat this, get a little bit of solder on there so I can clean those out. Might have to go and change the tip on this iron to a fine point tip, but I won't make everyone wait around for that. Let's see how this works. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just get the other tip on this iron and push those through. Too hot. It's too hot for my hands, it's too hot for the components. Yeah, I'll just get I'll swap tips on the main iron. Oh, turn this one. So I'm getting close. I mean, I got all the header pins are trimmed off now, and I scraped just a tiny bit of the shield on it, but that's no big deal. So once I get my other tip on my iron, I'll just go through and push through. Oh, let me show you. There's still some remnants of header pins there. I'll go through and just push it through and then clean up those holes. So I could turn this scary one off. Plug that. Okay. Yeah, I also was thinking about this last night. Was probably why my 5-volt supply went out too, because if this shorted across the 5-volt, the ground, it would cause bad things to happen. So live and learn. It's the first time I've done a board like this, and I think this board is relatively new, so I learned something today. And that's probably what killed that 5-volt supply, so I had to put the replacement converter in there. So there's probably both the problems for seeing the weird screen issues and that 5-volt supply going kablooey. So yeah, now we know it's all caused by shorts. So everyone, thanks for watching. Once my other iron cools down, I'll switch the tip, push that through, and try wiring this up again tonight. Hopefully I'll have two what's on my workbenches today. So thanks. Bye.